Dear Rose, back with another video. Tonight we're going to discuss Jamie Foxx's medical scare. We don't know what's going on, but we're going to talk about it. And we're going to talk about the substitute teacher and the student fighting in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. And last but not least, the new TLC show Seeking Husband Brothers. Or Seeking Brother Husbands, one of them. Come on back and sip some tea with me. Hey, welcome back to the show with another video. Listen, guys, we got a lot to talk about tonight. I'm not going to keep you long. I want to start off with Jamie Foxx. Last Thursday, it was reported that Jamie Foxx had some type of a health scare or something happened on one of the set of the movies or something that he was filming. And he was rushed to the hospital. And for some reason, it's hush-hush. Everybody's reporting on it. TMZ, other affiliates, news affiliates are reporting on it. But everybody's just saying medical emergency, medical scare. Nobody's really saying stroke, heart attack, exhaustion from overworking. Nobody's really giving any details because they're not giving any details out. So everything that we say health-wise that could be wrong with Jamie is alleged, okay? But what we really do know is that Jamie had some kind of a medical emergency Thursday on one of the sets of a movie that he was filming. Everybody is really highly concerned about Jamie. We all love him. The news affiliates are reporting that his family is deeply concerned. They are telling us to, just pray for Jamie. His daughters, I think he has 3 daughters now. I did see in one of the news affiliates where they are naming the children. I don't think that's pretty fair to be naming the children. One of his daughters is grown, the one that he does that Shazam music, name that tune type of show with. She is an adult, so I guess it's okay to talk about her. But the other 2, I think they're still minors, maybe. I'm not sure, but anyway, Jamie, whatever's going on with you, we really love you. We're praying for you, and we hope that you get better, okay? He is a great comedian. He's a great person. He's a humanitarian. He really helps people like a lot. And I don't know if this was over exertion. Now that we're back out, everybody outside, everybody trying to catch back up because we were in a pandemic. I'm hoping that he's not overworked. I don't think he's been doing any comedy shows lately, but he has been doing that music show. He has been doing a lot of other things that I've been reading in the news media about, but I guess this film is the biggest thing that he's been working on. And you know what, guys? Sometimes they film all night long. They film all into the wee hours of the morning to catch the shot. Sometimes they film a shot over and over and over again. And that could be tiresome to a person, especially if you have other things going on in your career. Jamie is a high prominent profile type of celebrity, so he's always going to be on demand. You feel me? He always getting that bag, and he always working. He booked and busy. So I'm hoping that it's just over-exertion, that he's exhausted, he's tired, he just needs some rest and some fluids and some vitamin B12, and some good food, some fried chicken, some mashed potatoes, some cornbread. Jamie, if you could hear me. Jamie, if you could hear me. If you need me to cook you a good home-cooked meal, some fried chicken, mashed potatoes, cornbread, collard greens, candy yams, and some banana pudding. When you get well, to nurse you back to health, hit Dear Rose up. Right, you can fly me out and I will fix it for you and everything. Okay, sure. I love you. All right, moving on. Now, everybody know, if you know, I'm from North Carolina. And hunty, let me tell you something. Now, it's been a lot of teacher, student, sexual activity going on, but it has been also a lot of teacher-student assaults, okay? So right here in my hometown, right here in my home state of North Carolina, a substitute teacher in Rocky Mount, she was subbing for a primary teacher, and for some reason, her and a student got into an altercation about a cell phone. And honey, if you watch the video, for those, the video is viral. Rocky Mount substitute teacher gets in a fight with student over cell phone. I'm sure you can Google it, you can find out. Listen, she warned her. She gave her 2-3 warnings not to touch her, to back up off her, and things like that. And hunty, next thing I know, they was going blow for blow. Okay? So, what I'm hearing in the media is that they are trying to come up with some type of quick legislation, some type of quick way to stop or either implement something in place to protect the teachers. Now, this was a substitute teacher. This wasn't even a primary lead teacher. So just imagine what happens if this. We've seen the cases of lead teachers, primary teachers. I think the last teacher broke her leg trying to defend herself from a student. And these are high school students. And high school students are just as tall and as big as teachers. Okay? So, wait a minute, because my camera person, how many fights was it?
It was one fight, but what about the 6-year-old?
6-year-old shot.
The 6-year-old, the shot.
Excuse me, my camera person is telling me that don't forget the 6-year-old that fought, came back and shot
the teacher.
A teacher. Now, y'all, I ain't trying to blame nothing on the parents or nothing. Because sometimes we don't know what our children do when they leave and we're not around us. You know, they could be perfect little angels around us, and then when they get, around their peers, or we don't know what they may be dealing with mentally, they may not, discuss it with us, or we might be the type of parents that children don't come to and say, Mama or Dad, I'm feeling like a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that 6-year-old child could have been dealing with for that child to take a gun to school and shoot the teacher, and could have injured and killed other students. Y'all, we got to start praying. I don't know. They took prayers out of school, I think, when I was in school. And I know people think prayer don't work, prayer don't change things, but yes, it does. We need to go back to the old way, where there was prayer in the schools and what they call, oh my God, it's a name for it, corporal punishment, when the children could get paddled. Corporal punishment, they don't believe in spanking their children, or they don't believe in some type of discipline. But if you're not going to discipline your child at home, what do you expect the teachers to do? If your child is off the chain at home, or not, because some children act angels at home, and then when they get to school, they are off the chain. A lot of parents, I was a substitute teacher for 8 years for Wake County, the county that I live in, for 8 years. And we had rules, even then, and this was the early 2000s. We couldn't touch a student on the shoulder and say, good job, Johnny. Good job, Chikara. Good job, Ted. We couldn't even interact with them physically with our hands or anything. They taught us that well above in class when they was giving our certification, that our affection had to be with our mouths. We couldn't touch them or anything. Now they're sleeping with the children sleeping with the teachers, they're killing and shooting the teachers, they're fighting the teachers, and all kinds of stuff. Where has to work? Where are the morals and values of anybody, not just the teachers, not just the children, but the parents, everybody involved? It really does take a village to raise a child. Something is happening to our youth. It's like people don't have any control anymore. They just go on. It's just listen, y'all. We have to. I don't know if there's any. You can implement all the laws you want. We have gun laws, but yet people still walk in movie theaters, schools, and shoot up people and kill people. So I don't know what type of law they're going to put in place. I don't know if the new legislation are trying to come up with something that would maybe hold the parents liable. But you can't always control your children. You don't know what your children do when your children go to school, or when your child is not around you, or what type of mental health issues that your child is having, especially if your child don't reach out. I'm sorry, I know y'all see me looking to the left, but one of my children is texting me. I'm talking about back to back to back to back for an Uber or either some Cash App or something. And I am recording my show, and I am not going to answer right now. And they go, it's just, you see what I'm talking about children? Okay, and my children are in their 20s. So, okay, that lets you know right there. All right, moving on. So anyway, I want them to go ahead and put some type of laws in place. Yes, please do. I don't know if it's going to, like I said, involve holding the parents accountable, or more of the child, like giving the child some probation or locking the child up. We already have alternative schools for children now, right? We have alternative schools for children, anywhere from elementary, middle, and high school. Alternative schools where children have behavior issues, or they don't fit in with um, the regular flow of children. They have behavioral issues or learning disabilities or something like that. What else are we going to do? We already have alternative schools. We already have a lot of medication that they give the children, Ritalin and other things that they give the children to kind of keep them calm. What are we going to have to do now? Over medicate our children? When we were growing up, my mom chose to homeschool us for years. She homeschooled us when we lived in New Jersey, and we went to school some time out of the school year, but most of the school year we were homeschooled and we had a tutor. And the reason why she did that was because my mom was very spiritual. She did that because she said she didn't want us to deal with the peer pressure or the things that was going on even back then, when we were in school. So when we moved to the South was not adjusted right at that time like the northern schools were about being homeschooled and having a tutor and things like that. So we had to go to public school once we moved to the South. But when we lived up north, we always had a tutor, and we only went to school a certain amount of time during the year. And I really appreciate at first we didn't understand it. My siblings and I, we didn't. We thought they were being like hard on us, and they didn't want us to socialize with other children. I'm so glad my parents did that for me. I don't know how much the tutors cost back then. It was a lady, she would travel all the way from somewhere in New York. We lived in Jersey, and she would come, and 3 nights a week she would come and tutor each one of myself and my siblings in whatever grade we were in at the time for years. And we really appreciate that now. So I don't know if you all have the parents. I don't know if you want to second think the school system. I'm not blaming the school system. I'm just blaming a combination of everything. Teachers, parents, students, accountability, the public school system, even the private school system, because the last shooting was at a private Christian school. It was a trans lady or someone trans or something that really doesn't matter about their sexuality, but I'm just so you can remember that school shooting was not even at a public school. It was at a Christian school. So it don't matter if it's public, private, Christian, charter, special needs, or whatever. Violence can happen anywhere. And I'm just thinking about the mass shooting we had here in North Carolina last year in my city here in Raleigh. A 15-year-old boy, he was either 15 or 16, shot 7 people in his neighborhood, random, including his brother, and killed 5 of them, including his own brother. He took the life of his brother and 4 other people, including a police dog. Off through the police cop was walking his dog. He shot him and the dog. He was dressed in a long trench coat with some kind of rifle. And people's lives are destroyed. People that was just minding their business, walking their dog, or either putting their trash in a trash can, and he just walked up and started shooting. To this day, I have not even learned what the motive was. So when it started hitting close to home, what do? Yes, we can pray about it. Yes, they can implement some laws to hold certain people accountable. I don't know what else there is to do. I feel like homeschooling, for those that didn't send their children back after the pandemic, I applaud you. I'm trying to get one of my girlfriends to not send her children back, even though they're back in school now. And I keep telling her, I think you should homeschool them. I think you should pull them out, and the rest of the years that they have left, homeschool them. Don't let them go back, because it's so bad. If they're not catching COVID over and over and over again, and the whole school has to be locked down, and they have to miss so many days, or the teacher had, if it's not COVID, if it's not violence, it's something else. So it's a big discussion. It's a big controversy, and we do have to do something about it. But the thing that we can do right now is just pray. Just pray for our children every morning before they go to school. Just pray for them. Okay, moving on to something a little bit more lighter, yet controversial, but a little bit more lighter. Prayers out to the family of the teacher and the student that got in the altercation. I know it's not easy for the students that were there that witnessed it, or the school system, the principal, and all the teachers and everybody that was involved. So I just don't want to talk about it and not give my prayers out to everybody involved. Okay, so we're going to move on. Now, TLC has a new show. I talked about it in one of my earlier episodes called Seeking Brother Husbands. It's sort of similar to Seeking Sister Wives. It's a polyandry relationships. Polyandry means multiple partners for women. So as I spoke in my earlier episode, I didn't even know that women involved in poly relationships, that they can have multiple husbands or multiple partners, whether it be sexual or just emotional. I am really shocked. I am glad that like I said, that I am opening my mind up to other people's lifestyles. First, I thought it was a cultural thing amongst other cultures, but it's across the board. Okay, so I caught up on the show. It's only been 3 or 4 episodes, so I caught up on all those episodes, and I wanted to fill you guys in because I did a little bit of it on another episode, but I wanted to get a little bit more into it. Okay, so again, the name of the show is Seeking Brother Husbands. It's a polyandry relationship that women have where they can have multiple partners, whether sexual, emotional, or whatever that need is that they're trying to fill. So let's start with the first couple that they started off with, Kenya, Tiger, and Carl. Kenya and Carl was married over 20-some years. They have three or 4 children. They raised their children are grown. Carl and Tiger are the husbands in the relationship with Kenya. Kenya and Tiger have been in a relationship, I think, 10 years. He's been only sharing her bed about 5. So, Kenya said that she needed more when she explains why she started the polyandry. And it's a lifestyle, y'all. It's a choice. So, her and her husband, Carl, discussed it. They both agreed that she could explore other relationships. She didn't want to leave her husband. Her husband didn't want to leave her. And again, I don't know how a man could allow his wife to, not allow, but agree with his wife to have a outside relationship, but they did. They get along very well. If you see the relationship between Carl and Tiger, very good relationship. Carl often advocates for Tiger when Kenya is maybe possibly, okay, so Kenya wants to have a third, she wants to bring a third person in. They were currently seeking a bigger place so that Tiger and Kenya wouldn't have to share a bedroom anymore, that Tiger could get his own room and she could have a third bedroom so that she could start seeing other men. She wanted to start vetting other men to bring into her polyandry relationship, whether it be sexual or whether it just be for emotional or whatever. So, like I said in our prior episode, she said that each one of her husbands came in a stage in her life when she needed something. Her and Carl, of course, they have the children together. They have history. They raise their kids, and he's the emotional partner for her. He's an emotional partner. He's very understanding. They talk. They have very deep conversations. And of course, that's baby daddy. Okay, then she has Tiger. He got real pretty eyes, y'all. Nice looking men. 2 different types of looking men, but very nice looking men. And Tiger got these real pretty, come hither, come on and get you some eyes. I see why she fell in love with him. Anyway, so Tiger has gotten used to it being him and Kenya. And him and Carl's relationship is really cool. So Kenya tired. She said they ain't having sex like they normally have it. He ain't putting it down like he used to. And she said she's looking for a little bit more excitement. Now, men think that they can, that they have needs that be fulfilled and different women feel their needs. Well, women does too. Because these women on this show is letting me know, hey, when we get to a certain stage, because I think she's in her late 40s, early 50s. And I guess she's in a point now where Tiger ain't doing nothing. You ain't put, I need a little bit more excitement. He is very upset. He doesn't like the change. He has asked her, what is it that you need now that me and Carl don't fulfill within you? And she said, it's not about love. It's not about sex. It's about me. I'm in a different stage of my life. I want something else. And that's why I chose polyandry, because I can. Because I want to. That's my choice. That's my lifestyle. And this is not a monogamous relationship. This is a polyandry relationship. You have gotten too attached. And this is not what you initially signed up for. Tiger thought that it was only just going to be them two. Honey, it's going to be about 10 years. And everybody know every 10 years we all change. Every decade we all change hairdos, houses, cars. And now we change the husbands and wives. Okay? So she didn't go pick anybody new. Kenya went and pulled somebody from her past. This guy named David that she used to date. Her husband called, said David was her very first polyandry relationship before Tiger. So, and at the time, they bring, okay, so Carl and Tiger is sitting there in anticipation for David to come in. Tiger ain't feeling David. He had never met David before. Carl does know him. He's acquainted with him, but not Tiger. Okay, so when David comes in, Kenya is jumping up and down. She's really excited. She go giddy. And it looks really like, you know, and Carl and Tiger's like, wait a minute now. He just, okay, why you so happy? Why you jumping up and down acting like that? She was like, oh my God, I got all three of my husbands here. And she excited, and Carl and Tiger like, what you want? So David come in, and I try to read David's aura, as you say, and he says he's down with it now, and that he was, at the time when they first started, that he didn't understand, even though there was some type of emotions between them, he didn't really understand, you know, what she was doing, but this time he's a little bit more mature. He feels that he can do it now. I don't know. Unless he's the type of guy that hides his emotions. I really didn't see the enthusiasm in David to be coming back. He did say Kenya still looked good, that she looked the same, that she was, you know, hadn't changed very much. But I didn't see, they did some like body painting, and I guess she wanted to feel this sexual or some type of emotional, physical thing with him. And she was all happy and giddy, and he was a little solemn to me. So I don't know. I think she was more into it than he was. He reciprocated some of the, you know, feelings and the thing. They had a little conversation about it. And, you know, he wasn't, I don't know if it's the television cameras that he's not comfortable with, because everybody's not comfortable on television. And they are being filmed like their lives are being filmed together. I don't know if it's the cameras that why David was acting that way, and it could have been. I don't think it has anything to do with Kenya so much, but I believe that maybe he was uncomfortable with the cameras, and because they were, you know, he had to take his shirt off, and he was body painting her, and she was body painting him. Then they had to take a shower together to wash the paint off, and he may not be used to that, you know. So I will keep going on to see, you know, how that works. Okay, so let's move on to the next couple. So Shara, Patrick, and Noble. Okay, Shara and Patrick was married for several years. He has children from previous marriages or relationships. She doesn't have any children. I think she's the younger of the two. And then this guy named Noble. Okay, so Shara talks about how their relationship started to get stale, but she never wanted to leave Patrick. Patrick said the same thing. He started to kind of fall out of love with her, or his feelings changed for her. Then all of a sudden she had this real bad car accident, and that really changed the dynamics between the two. She said for 10 years they didn't have sex. She said everybody was telling her to leave Patrick, leave that loveless, emotionless, or sexless marriage. Not emotional, but sexless marriage. And she said, no, I'm not leaving my husband. And he didn't leave her either. They stayed together, and they again discussed her having someone in her life because it wasn't fair to her, because she never stated whether he was sleeping with someone else or not, but she said he wasn't sleeping with her. So he did agree that she could have someone in her life, and the guy she chose is this guy named Noble, and Patrick didn't like Noble. He said that, you know, Patrick moved downstairs in the basement, and that he was disrespectful. He didn't follow boundaries. All he wanted was some coochie. He just wanted some in-house coochie when he could get it. He wasn't really attached to Chara. He didn't really have that emotional thing that Chara was looking for, that she deserved, because Patrick knows that he doesn't give Chara what she needs as a husband. Sexually, emotionally, or anything else. He's not available for her, other than maybe finances. They live together and they friends. He knows that she's a woman and that she needs to be held, loved, told, caressed, told she's beautiful, and things like that. And he doesn't give her that the way that she wants it. He may verbally say it to her, but I guess there's not enough passion or emotion for her. So the guy she chose was sort of similar to what she already had. Patrick said all he wanted was some in-house, and he didn't like the way he treated Chara. That he wasn't, being the person that he was supposed to be towards her. So he ended up moving out. So now, this last couple of episodes, he want to come back in. He want to move in. But the thing about this is, Patrick still doesn't feel that he loves Chara. He thinks he's an opportunist or a person that just wants some free booty. And Chara is ready to have a baby. She doesn't have any children. I think she's in her late 30s. And Noble has sickle cell, and so does Chara. So she says she can't have a baby with Noble. Patrick already has grown children, 4 or 5 children from previous relationships. They're grown, and he said he's not having no more kids. So Chara is actively dating a third guy to be her baby daddy. She looking for her a baby daddy, y'all. Okay? So she done vetted about 2-3 men for the last couple of episodes, looking for somebody to be her baby daddy. Now, I think she done found somebody that she kind of like. He's from North Carolina. He didn't say where, but he is from North Carolina. His name is Valentino. I don't know if North Carolina he's from, but I'm going to find out. But anyway, so, excuse me, I snorted. So anyway, so she vetting Valentino, and Patrick and Valentino kind of fake, so she got a type. And he meets up with Patrick, and Patrick is asking Valentino questions, and Valentino is a Southern gentleman, honey. You can tell he's Southern. He knows what to say. He knows how to treat a lady. And Patrick said he liked how Valentino treated Chara. He likes Valentino way more than he likes Noble for her, because he feel like Noble just wants a free bud, okay, a free bud, a free meal, and so they ended with her vetting Valentino. So that's we're gonna see how that work out. Okay, so let's move on. Now, Elisa and Mike don't have a third partner yet. Elisa is shopping around. She's trying to find somebody. Early in their relationship, Elisa cheated on her husband, Mike, and they decided that she could date. So they wouldn't break up. He decided to let her have a polyandry relationship. So she's seeking her third person. She hasn't found them yet. She's dating all different types of nationality, races, different all walks of life. So he asked her on one of the episodes, he was like, is sex going to be involved? And she was like, yeah, it's a possibility that I will be having sex with somebody else. And Mike ain't feeling it, and his mama ain't either. Okay? So Mike and Elisa parents came in this last episode for them to really come out and tell them about their polyandry relationship. And Mike's mama says she don't believe in that. She don't understand, why would you want another man in your life? Why would you want another relationship when you got a husband? What is that all about? She old school. She don't know what's up. She ain't feeling that. She ain't feeling that, honey. She don't think it's biblically right. She don't think it's morally right. She just don't think it's right. Especially not for her son. And Mike ain't really with it either. He must really love Elisa, because he's trying to go along with it hard as he can, y'all. He's trying. And if his mama got anything to do with it, I don't know how long that relationship's going to last. Because his mama, she was like, hell to the no. Can you say hell on YouTube? She said hell to the no in so many words. She don't understand it. She's upset about it, okay? She don't want her baby in that type of relationship. She said, why would you marry my son if you knew you was going to want to have an outside relationship? And why you cheat on my son? And then it went off. Dun, dun, dun. So that ended their segment right there. So that's Elisa and Mike. They're seeking. They don't have a third partner yet. And then you have Dustin, Kim, and Vincent. Same thing kind of like with Chara and Patrick. Kim and Dustin is married. Vincent, they brought Vincent in. It was hard. Dustin said it was real hard for him. He said he didn't, at first he was hurt, he was upset, he was emotional. He didn't understand why, but he had agreed to it. She also had an affair early in their relationship. So I see now that women be getting that groove on too. We just don't be hearing about it. Okay? Kim went out there, got her some strange. Dustin didn't want to give her up. Infidelity wasn't a deal breaker for them. He agreed with her that she could have a polyandry relationship. He got used to Vincent. Vincent is black, and that couple is white. He said he got used to Vincent, Him and Vincent became cool. Now Vincent has became like Tiger, emotionally attached to Kim. He doesn't want Kim seeking her a third. She want her something different. She want her somebody new. Now she don't have her black man now. She got her white man, and now she's looking for all others. Kim is ready. Okay? Kim is out there looking for something, and Vincent don't like it. So Vincent said to her, "If you, how you feel about me dating? Because what I found out is, in polyandry, the men don't get outside women. The men don't get outside women. The women bring in the extra the guy for emotional or whatever. So she told him. She said, "Oh, so if you want to date, I'm gonna date." That's what Kim told Vincent, and Vincent didn't like it. Vincent really loves Kim. Dustin said that Vincent was so sure that he could win Kim over and push Dustin out, and it would just be him and her, because Vincent wants a monogamous relationship. And they grew really close. Their children played together because Vincent was in a previous marriage. He has two beautiful girls. She has children. I think Dustin has children too. And it was one big happy family. But now Kim, she got that itch. She's been seeing Vincent about a year or two, and she's ready to try her something new. She don't want to get rid of Vincent, but she says she will. She says because she feels like Vincent is doing like Tiger. And you can't help but be emotionally drawn to a person that you're sleeping with. Like, I don't, this is my, I'm not knocking nobody's thing. My thing is, for the men and the women, because we got the sick and sister wives too. That's a poly relationship too. Because you become emotionally attached to a person that you're sleeping with, that you're spending time with. Some of them live together, some of them don't. Vincent doesn't live with Dustin and Kim. Noah doesn't live with Patrick and Chara anymore. And like Tiger and Carl and King, they all live together. And of course, Mike and Elise, they're still married, they live together. So if you're living with a person, you're sleeping with them, you're sharing the bed, you're having sex, cooking breakfast, taking trips. Some of them have children together. When you get ready to bring somebody else in, don't you know that makes that person feel that they're not enough? You already brought in a second person. Now that second person has gotten used to being with you and your original husband. And now you're seeking another person to bring in. And I can see that all the men that are the second and first husbands are, why you want another person? Are we not good enough? You need one more? How can you? Because a lot of people were asking the women, how are you going to juggle 3 guys? How you going to juggle 3 men? Listen, I can't even juggle the one that I got. Okay? He is too much. 2 and 3 men, y'all. And I don't want to. Okay. I know some things we can't talk about on Facebook. But anyway, if you haven't watched the show yet, please tune in. Sunday nights at 10 p.m. on TLC, Seeking Brother Husbands. And y'all, again, I really love doing this. I want to get better and better. I just feel like this is my niche. I want to become a content creator. I want to get better at doing this. And for all you guys that watch me, I really appreciate those who's been rocking with me for when I was just an avatar. Because I was just an avatar last year. Okay, so I really appreciate it. Again, like, share, subscribe to my channel. Always, I love you. My stuff will be in the inbox. It will be just JUST, the number 4. Rose, ROSE, the number 6 at hotmail.com. On Facebook, I'm Dear Rose. On Instagram, I am Dear Rose 66. And if you want to reach out to me, give me some suggestions for something that you want me to watch and give my views and opinion on, please do. If you like my views and opinion, please like, share. Let somebody know. Tell somebody about my channel. Again, I love you all. Good night. Smooches.